Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going? Welcome to episode number 1176. That's right, episode number 1176 of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the SF Bay Trail. The sun will be setting in about less than 25 minutes. We'll be walking in the dark on the way back. We're only going to be doing 3 out of the 3.5 usual miles. Haven't done the full trail in a while, but 3 miles is still good enough. And then I'll walk around a little bit in the parking lot with the lights, and I'll still get a good walk in. This is day 8 of the GNA Positivity Challenge, and today we're going to be talking about don't use the court system for content, right? Don't use the court system for content. We've got a great show for you here today where we're going to be sharing an actual story, but we're gonna do it in a way where we're going to be helping somebody here that's been a part of the GNA for a little while, but we're not going to be specifically mentioning names from the opposite side of things. We want to do this more as an educational thing. And we want to raise awareness to the ridiculous things that some content creators will do to try to stay relevant on the YouTube platform. And it amazes me that even their own audience doesn't even realize how phony baloney the creator or creators that make this type of content are. I mean, and some people will just do whatever it takes to maintain relevancy and keep an audience around that's been feeding them some donations every now and then, and giving them maybe 30 or 40 people on a live stream, or 25 or 30 on a live stream, and maybe 150 to 250 views. And nothing's ever going to grow beyond that. And maybe for certain creators, they don't care about that. Maybe they do it as a hobby for a little extra money, or maybe it makes them feel better about themselves because they feel like they have this audience that really loves them and, validates them and makes them feel important, right? When the truth of the matter is the audience is only there because these types of people just love drama, and they have their own issues, and this drama keeps their mind off of their own issues, which is a problem within itself, because if you're not addressing your own issues, but you're watching drama content creators talking about the issues that they have with other people and stuff like that, and a lot of it's really, really phony baloney, then I just don't know what to tell you. You're never going to correct your own issues until you address your own issues head on. It's been a very interesting day. The sun is already behind the mountain, so I mean, it's gonna get a little dark on the way back. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. The show must go on, right? But yeah, don't use the court system, as your content. Especially, and by the way, these are my opinions. Again, the only person's name I'm going to mention is their former YouTube username, which is GLM, who's a friend of mine here, a friend of my ladies, and a friend of the GNA. I've known GLM for a long time, and we've had lots of experiences out here on the YouTube platform over the years, and we've even had our own issues that we resolved years ago, and we moved on. We tabled it. We moved on. Things happen. You forgive, and then you put it behind you, right? That's the way normal human beings handle it. But some creators out here on YouTube that depend on their relevancy, even in the real world, based on their audience's validation out here on YouTube, when they start to lose traction because the things that they're doing just aren't working anymore, they tend to do other things and amp it up so they reignite the fuel of that audience, because again, they need that validation because they have made YouTube their purpose, and it's become an obsession to keep that purpose going. Thank you, babe. I'm sure we're going to get lots of trolls here. You handle them the way you want to handle them. It's all good. They know what's coming, right? They know what's coming, right? We're going to be professional about it, right? My pleasure says, respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Well, you're the only one here so far, babe, that's talking. So GLM's been a longtime friend of ours here, okay? And she's been dealing with another YouTube creator. What we're gonna do is we're going to just state this other YouTuber as the plaintiff in this lawsuit against GLM. Now, let me make it very clear. This case is public information, okay? I'm not going to, it wouldn't be a problem even if I did, but I'm not going to tell you what county it's in or anything like that. I'm not going to mention any of the people's names. If you want more information, you can email me at eliasmelas at genuinenetworkingassociation.org. Links in the description, and I'll send it to you privately. But again, here I just want to teach the lesson, right? This other creator that has come at me for many years has filed 2 lawsuits on me in the past, a business lawsuit and tried to get a stalking order on me. Okay, the business suit was settled out of court. I've talked about it before. We don't need to go into it again. The stalking case was dismissed because this person did not show up to the hearing. So it was a failure to appear, and the case was thrown out, right? This person has also had other people in their community file 2 other stalking cases on me in the same state of Florida. Okay, this person is in Florida. GLM is here in the San Francisco Bay Area in California with me, right? And so the second stalking case, same thing. This person convinced another person to file a stalking order on me from Florida, and they didn't show up to the hearing, so it was dismissed because the petitioner, also known as the plaintiff, but in these stalking harassment cases, it's the petitioner. The petitioner failed to appear. And then another person filed a stalking order on me. We actually did go to court, and the case was dismissed for insufficient evidence because the petitioner had insufficient evidence. I never stalked the petitioner. And now, because that same petitioner maliciously filed that case, and the petitioner has also harmed me in many other ways, defamatory ways and other ways, I currently have a full-blown circuit civil case in the state of Florida with the person that filed, the third person that filed a stalking injunction case on me in Florida. And I'm in California, 2,500 or so miles away, right? 2,500 miles away, right? Okay. Now, this person I tried to get a restraining order on here late last year in California, and it was dismissed with prejudice because the judge found that, hey, it's not an immediate threat because we're so far apart from each other. And I can understand that. But through that case and in the transcripts of the case, the judge did note that this same person here, did make a false wellness call to my house a couple years ago. And he did tell her that it's a female, so it doesn't matter, no big deal. They did tell this person that that it was what do you call it? It was swatting, and it's a crime in California. Additionally, this person, who was the respondent in this case, tried to subpoena my mother, my brother, and my aunt through email to have them testify at the hearing where I was the petitioner at, and didn't run those through the court, meaning they were unsigned by they were not signed by the clerk. They were unsigned, and that's called abuse of process. The judge called this person out on that. There's a lot of evidence on this person regarding their behavior that involves this person constantly weaponizing the court system for YouTube content. Okay? And there's more that I'm going to share with you right now, in my opinion, that I'm entitled to. I'm entitled to my opinion. First of all, this is a public case. It's publicly available. The only person I've named is a former screen name of the person that's here, right? Okay. Sorry, Don's handling the chat very, very well. So this is a public case. It's publicly viewable. If you want more information, reach out to me by email. I'll send it to you, okay? So now, this person in Florida that has been weaponizing the court system for their content on YouTube for the last several years has been going back and forth with a good friend of ours here at the GNA named GLM. Earlier today, I was on GLM's panel for a couple of hours earlier this morning. She did, I think it was like a 3 or 4 hour stream. It was a pretty good stream. And I was able to share my thoughts. I'm going to end up sharing that stream on the community walk here in case people want to see it. I'll do that after the show later tonight. So if you're here live, just come back later. If you're watching on the replay, keep coming back. You'll see it at some point. If you watch the replay right after this, it won't be there, but it'll be there later tonight or by tomorrow morning. Okay. So apparently this person has sued GLM in a Florida small claims court. This person has sued GLM in a Florida small claims court. I've actually gone to the page, and it is there. This case is real. But I'm going to share my opinions because all the documents are on the court page. All the documents are there on the court page. The complaint, affidavits, and all this stuff that the plaintiff has filed, and the defendant has not even been served yet. And the address of the defendant is an address the defendant has said is not theirs. But the plaintiff seems to think the defendant lives at I guess a formerly known address or a family member's address that's tied in with her family or something like that, right? So the defendant has not been served yet, but there's already been a lot of activity within this small claims case. Now, this is where, first of all, I'm not surprised because I've dealt with this person for years and I know what they're doing exactly. They're basically, thank you for joining my stream. Did you get my email, GLM? Did you get my email? I sent you something really, really good, and I'm going to be sharing some thoughts right now without mentioning the name of the other person and stuff. I'm just doing this for educational purposes, but so thanks for being here, GLM says respectfully, maturely, and professionally. So this, I didn't see your email, but we'll check. Oh, you'll like it. I sent you something that you're going to want to check out, the PDF I sent you. But, you'll hear a lot here, too. Anyway, so anyone that understands the purpose of small claims court knows that small claims court is for just small monetary damages, right? You typically do not go to small claims court listen, you don't need to, I'm so triggered. I mean, you're so stuck on the past. It's all good, whatever. Hey, Tia, how are you doing? I see you banned someone. That's good. Good. So, everyone in the small claims court is for small monetary damages. Depending on the state, there are maximum limits. I believe the maximum limit in Florida is $8,000. Here in California, I believe it's $12,500. And it's basically if you have a dispute with a business or a landlord or something like that, you go to recover monetary damages. Small claims court was not made and has no jurisdiction to grant injunctive relief. Okay? Now, I went to the website and I looked at this entire case. And I even ran it through ChatGPT. I got the plus version. In case people are wondering, is Eli too cheap to pay for ChatGPT? No, I've got the plus version. I pay $20 a month. It's worth it. But it's only as good as what you feed it, right? It's only as good as what you do. And I got these documents, and in that particular county's courthouse, they scanned everything in. And so I had to do what's called OCR, because initially ChatGPT couldn't read the documents, right? But I OCR'd them on my end. I uploaded them, and ChatGPT analyzed and basically spit out what I already knew. And I've talked about this before, but I'm going to say it again. Okay, this case is procedurally flawed in many ways, to the point of where a motion to dismiss it could be filed right now by the defendant without an attorney, and this thing will be dismissed. I'll tell you why. Number one, you cannot sue someone in small claims or in a civil case that's out of state in your own state's court. The only time you can do it is if you've actually been harmed within the state. Now, this plaintiff is trying to claim that they were harmed in their state by the defendant, but that never happened. There's no sufficient proof of that. So that there alone makes this a jurisdiction issue. Eli, I've missed your streams. Oh, thank you, Tio. Well, we missed you too. Thank you for that. So first of all, this is a jurisdiction issue because the Florida courts do not have jurisdiction over GLM. And the long arm extension, whatever this is, there's like a long arm extension if you're harmed by the defendant in your own state and you have enough proof of it, there may be an exception allowed. That's not going to fly here. But that's not the only defect of this small claims case. The other defect is in an affidavit, the plaintiff requested injunctive relief, which small claims court in any state court system, which is typically run by the county in every state. Every state has their own state court system that's run at a county level, the county you live in. It's based off the state's court system, right? There is no small claims court that has jurisdiction to grant injunctive relief. That's a fact. Look it up. But the funny thing is, this person did a live stream today and basically said, I'm going to get a gag order on GLM. Okay. I mean, that's a pretty bold statement that is absolutely false. No doubt about it. Now, the only way you could try to get a gag order on anyone is by filing for a civil harassment order, or basically in your state it's called an injunction, a stalking injunction. You could file that in your own state. You didn't do that because you filed three others. Or sorry, you filed you filed one on me, and you helped two other people file on me. But you didn't file that because you know it's harder to get injunctive relief through a stalking order, and you know they would never approve it because GLM's never been anywhere near your state. So this plaintiff requests injunctive relief and says on their stream today that I'm going to get a gag order on GLM. That's not true. Second of all, even if it was possible for you to get a gag order per se on GLM, how hypocritical are you when you're always flexing your First Amendment rights like other creators in your group, yet now you're trying to silence someone else's First Amendment rights because you simply don't like what they're saying. You don't like what they're saying. Okay? Why do you think people are saying these things about you? It's because of what you're doing to them. Right? This whole case is procedurally flawed. Okay? And then there's another aspect of it. GLM, you were talking about it, right? The fee waiver and all of that, right? I'm not going to get too far into that. I'm not going to get too far into that. But that's all there on the docket. And, you know, here's my thoughts about that. If someone's income is limited at that level to where they qualify for that, why would they be more so worried about what's going on YouTube when they should be more focused on, you know, finding other ways to provide for their family? Now, I have a hard time believing. Now, listen, whatever numbers you want to put on those documents, that's up to you. But they can be verified by the court. So I'm not implying that those numbers are not true. I'm just saying if they're not true, hypothetically speaking, in my opinion, if they're not true, and the court verifies that, that's falsifying income, and that's basically an attempt to defraud the government. In my opinion, of course, that's what it would be, but I'm stating things as my opinion, right? This whole case is procedurally flawed. It's going to get tossed. So why did this person file this case when they themselves know it's flawed? They know you can't ask for injunctive relief in a small claims case. They have ChatGPT too. They've shown it on screen. They know. That's not what matters to them. What matters to them is audience perception and audience theatrics. This whole case, in my opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion, and if you want to sue me over my opinion, I'll see you in court. And this person threatened me on their community wall again today. We'll get to that in a second, okay? This whole case, in my opinion, was filed so this creator can have a performance to give their audience that is starting to slip away because there's no more drama involving me. The drama well is drying, and this creator needed to come up with something else to keep it going. That is my opinion. I'm entitled to it. Now, if you want to sue me over my opinion, I'll see you in court. You're going to have to file the paperwork here in California in my jurisdiction and pay the $400 plus fee. And in California, they verify documents for fee waivers. So, hey, if you want to spend $400 and file a civil case on me for stating my opinion and calling you out, and I'm not even mentioning who you are, I'm just calling you out on the truth of the matter. I'm still stating it as opinion, but a lot of it is true. Oh yeah, they all announce their donations. Here's the thing. All donations that go through Cash App, PayPal, they're taxable. Even if you don't get a 1099-K, because you have to hit a certain threshold before they give you a tax document. So I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but what I'm saying is that it would be very easy for creators to hide donations from the IRS if they wanted to. And because the threshold now has gone back, they changed it, you need to make either $20,000 minimum or 200 plus transactions before PayPal and Cash App and other payment processing services are required to give you a 1099-K tax document. Without that, the IRS and government has no record, right? But you still have to file your taxes even without that document. Even if you make a penny, you've got to file your taxes. I file my taxes every year. Even though we don't get a whole lot of donations, even if you get under $1,000 in donations, you have to file that. Now, if that's what's going on, I don't know what to tell you. Some people will play the system for whatever reason. I'm just saying that in general. It's like you can't control what people do. All you can do is control what you do. But when these people try to destroy your life or try to do things that are hurting others, that's when you have to step up and defend yourself and fight for what's right. And that's what I'm here for, to fight for what's right. This person that's suing GLM made a threat on their community while saying this is the second time. And in the future, if you don't If I don't what? Stop commenting using my First Amendment speech? I'm not harassing you. I'm not stalking you. I'm not defaming you. I'm stating my opinions about what's going on. So you're entitled to have opinions on me, but I can't have opinions of you because my opinions of you harm your facade that you're trying to sell to your audience through these fraudulent court cases. In my opinion, they're fraudulent. Through these fraudulent court cases and court filings, right? She threatened to keep me in court for the rest of the year or next year. That's fine. If you want to file a civil case on me here in California, it'll be real simple for me to respond to it and then countersue you, because you know what? I already have that information in the current civil case. I've got all my exhibits ready. All I have to do is take those Word files and PDFs and just move them over to your case and we're good to go. So, here's the thing. Instead of talking about it and running your mouth, just be about it and do it. I'm really saddened and tired at how certain people, including this person, continues to weaponize the court system by filing these cases, in my opinion, that are frivolous and bogus, right? For YouTube audience theatrics, performance bravado, and all that, right? GLM. You know what? Only triggered people that are scared about the outcome of my court hearing with the defendant. In my case, I'm the plaintiff on January 9th. Only people that are scared and triggered would come in here and troll. I'm cool and calm and collected. You're going to have to come at me with a lot more than that, right? You don't like the fact that your charade is done. Your charade within this whole entire group of people is now being exposed through the court system, especially in my civil case, right? And you're running around scattering, trying to figure out what to do, how to keep your audience engaged, how to prevent your audience from understanding what's really going on. Is the fact that my filings are precise and attorney perfect, and yours are piecemeal and emotionally reactive over the same thing, right? But you want to send people to come here and troll, or have other people come and troll on your behalf, or other people just want to troll in general for whatever reason, right? I'm not worried about January 9th. I'm looking forward to it. I'm all prepared. Are you? Are you prepared? Right? Now, GLM, back to you. Look at the PDF I sent you. Give it to your attorney if you want. You can handle this on your own. I could help you handle this very simply. You need to file a motion to dismiss. The jurisdiction is wrong. There's no jurisdiction of you in Florida when you live in California, and there's not enough proof from the complaint where it would warrant the long arm extension of the plaintiff claiming that they were harmed by you in their state. You have not harmed them in their state. This is a YouTube thing. In my opinion, the judge would laugh at this. Not only laugh at it, they would be upset for wasting court resources. I understand that she needs to serve you first. I'm just saying, at some point, here's the thing. We never thought about GLM. What we never thought about is, because this case is so procedurally wrong and won't fly anyway. See, GLM, I was telling you this before Flex's channel was shut down. Remember, I told you the same thing. Now it's actually happening, right? Maybe this is part of the plan. Maybe she won't serve you, and maybe the case will just fall off the face of the planet. Because this case has no merit. Has no merit. That's my opinion. It has no merit. I'm entitled to my opinion. And that's why I also think a fee waiver was filed, because this case is never, ever going to see the light of day. And talk about me all you want. I'm here to stand up for people that I know are being wronged. I'm here to stand up for people that I know are being wronged. The GNA here, the real GNA, Genuine Networking Association, we're like, remember Fight Back with David Horowitz? We're like the new Fight Back with David Horowitz. It's Fight Back with Eli and the GNA. Right? I'm the new David Horowitz, okay? Take that for whatever it's worth. And all of this needs to stop. All of this hogwash needs to stop. Okay, genuine? What do you mean by that? You spelled it out differently. How you doing? I understand Jesus brings justice. GLM, what I'm saying is this. Regardless of who's right or wrong in this case between you and the plaintiff didn't file this case in the proper jurisdiction, in the proper court. This needed to be filed in a California, either in a California civil court. If she's going to go after you for defamation, it needs to be filed in a civil unlimited case here in California in your jurisdiction. Or if she wanted to file for a stalking order, then she could do that in her jurisdiction. But she knows how hard those are to get, right? This is all for audience theatrics. And I just, it's like I've been a victim of this person's game, and the other person that I'm currently suing in a separate case in Florida, I've been a victim of both of their games in similar ways for years. And it's time to stand tall and fight back and stand up for what's right. I understand that, GLM. I understand that you're not losing sleep over it. I can understand that. What I'm telling you, GLM, is that if it's not you, it's going to be somebody else that they do this to that's not as strong as you and I are. And some of those people, it could run them off of YouTube or worse. And just because you can handle it doesn't mean other people can't. We need to put this out there to raise awareness and to help prevent other people from going through the same thing and being a victim of the same scam. It's a scam to me, in my opinion. It's a scam, right? By the way, to update you folks, no filings from the defendant yet in my case. Maybe he's recalibrating, trying to figure out. Maybe he'll file a brief motion to compel production of evidence in a limited way in the same ways that I already offered it to him. Maybe he'll do that to just try to make it look like he's doing the right thing and to save face. I'm still offering the evidence. I can give it to you anytime. Within 3 days of knowing what links that you want, that you've already attached to exhibit filings, and anything that you would file in the next 14 days, I'm willing to give you all that. Privately hosted, exactly the same thing as is private on my channel. You see, here's the thing. This is the reason why these people are not reasonable. This is the reason why the guy I'm suing is not reasonable, and the person suing you, GLM, is not reasonable, because reasonable doesn't put butts in their seats regarding their channel. Anything reasonable kills the drama, kills the suspense, kills their audience, and kills their donations, right? So you can't expect them to be reasonable. Even if they are somewhat reasonable in real life, their persona out here on YouTube does not allow them to be reasonable. But here's the thing that really makes me go, wow, the most, is this person has filed so many, in my opinion, frivolous lawsuits, in my opinion, for YouTube content. Files the lawsuits and then makes them the entire content of their channel. That's all they've been talking about lately is suing you. And the case is filed. And I'm going to get a gag order on GLM. Yet, other people that try to reach out to you and say, hey, you're defaming their character, they say, well, you're not going to stop my First Amendment protected speech, but you're trying to stop hers. That's hypocritical. Like, the hypocrisy runs so deep because reasonable doesn't work for their audience. The bottom line is, these two people, the guy I'm suing, the J guy, and this other person, reasonable does not work with their audience. They know that. If they come off reasonable at all, they're out of business. All the judicial nonsense should stop. Make YouTube fun again. I agree. Hey, listen, I'm not... Listen, the last place I wanted to be is in court. But I had no choice to file this case after 6+ years of constant harassment, defamation. And then the guy tried to get a fraudulent restraining order, a stalking order on me. Right? Then hired the same process server, this other woman that we've been talking about, hired in the previous case on me to drive from Southern California, record and then they blasted on their YouTube channels for content. Right? That's why we're in court. Because I'm not going to be the laughing stock of somebody weaponizing my name and likeness and my content, and then weaponizing the court system to make more content off me. I'm going to stand up for what's right and fight for what's right. I support you, Eli. He started this, and you are responding accurately. So let me ask you this, Namco P. I know you want to stay anonymous, and I respect and appreciate that. Are you somebody that I've known in the past? You don't have to mention who you are. I know you want to remain anonymous. I don't blame you. But have you been around for a while? Do you know the backstory? And are you trying to just protect being attacked? But you understand what's going on. Oh, GLM, here's the thing. You are being sued. This is a real case. But it's active, but it won't be active. You have to file a motion to dismiss. And you have to... Look at what I sent you, GLM. Yeah, I've been around here for years. To be fair, let me ask you, Namco P, were you a part of the other side first, and then you realized how ridiculous it was? I'm kind of curious how did you come about to all of this? Or were you always on the right side of things? I'm not going to hold it against you either way. I'm just kind of curious to know where you came from, and did you just realize that, hey, these people are ridiculous. Yeah, this is not right what they're doing to Eli and some other people, right? Hey, how's it going? I can't even read what that is. Team. Oh, I can't say that. I am independent. Recent facts. Okay, fair enough. In essence, what you're telling me is that you were a part of the other side and you realized that it's all phony baloney and you're like, this isn't right. And you want to be reasonable and be on the right side of things, right? I can respect that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I should ban that account because they're called Team R Word. And we don't really want accounts here like that, but tomorrow, Don and I are going to record episode number 34 of the Don and Eli Take on the World podcast. If you haven't checked out episode number 33, please go below in the description and go to our main channel, GNA, Genuine Personal Development. It's the latest upload there. We release our new podcast every Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific on that channel. And also, if you do a Google search for Don and Eli Take on the World podcast, we're on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, my lady's favorite iHeartRadio, Amazon's Audible. We're on YouTube Music. We're on all of them, even the unknown ones. You have to do a Google search. And our podcast is everywhere, audio only, and the video version's on our main channel on YouTube. So either way, if you want audio only, you can go through the podcast network, audio only, by Google searching it, or just go to our main YouTube channel. You can see the video version there. Same audio, just with video. We record it with video on OBS, and then I just rip the audio from the video and upload it to the podcast hosting platform. And it's all good. Thank you for the positivity stream, Eli. I agree. Many these days are abusing the courts. Yeah, well, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a lot of people would think that this stream is not positive, but it is. We're basically trying to help people from being manipulated, taken advantage of, right? Abused, used, right? And a lot of these people that are abused and used are very vulnerable individuals that are easy to manipulate. They're very gullible, and I feel bad for them. GLM says, Non-Capi has been around for years. They used to go by the name Pac-Man. They hang around Sam Hill. Oh, okay. Non-Capi arcade, a long time ago. Prefer to stay anonymous here. YouTube can be so entertaining, but some things just go too far and affect people's real life. Well, that's because these people have a lack of emotional self-control, right? The guy that I'm suing has zero emotional self-control. Like, he cannot stay cool, calm, and collected. Like, he gets triggered. If I breathe air, he gets triggered, right? And same with the woman that's suing GLM. She lacks a lot of emotional self-control. That's all it boils down to. These people are like ticking time bombs, right? When they don't get their way on YouTube, the audience, the donations, and if you don't allow them to continue to attack and defame you, they just keep coming at you harder and harder and harder. Sometimes you have no choice but to file a civil suit. If you're going to do it the right way, not in small claims court. Small claims court is the wrong court, right? So tomorrow, what's going to happen is this woman in Florida is going to talk about me, probably talk about me without using my stream. Maybe she will, whatever, right? She's going to try to convince her audience something other than what I'm saying, when her own audience can go to the court website and see the documents themselves, right? The documents are publicly available, right? So I mean, honestly, how in the world can you flat out lie to your audience when they can just go to the website and see the documents themselves, right? Don't believe me for what I'm saying. Go look at it yourself. They're all there. They're publicly available. You know what? It almost makes me think that the guy that I'm suing is trolling me, because he's mentioning some stuff about a friend of my ex-girlfriend's from back in 2018, 2017, right? You think this is funny, don't you? Quite frankly, I could care less whether you think it's funny or not. You should be the last one joking right now, right? You should be the last one joking right now in the position that you're in. I just love the Don takes on the BB. Oh, well, that's really stupid. You know, they're so triggered. It's so funny. They're so triggered, but here's the thing. It doesn't matter what they say here. It matters what happens in court, right? My case is solid, and the case against GLM has zero merit. And the plaintiff knows it, and they're using it fully for YouTube content, right? And I know the people that watch the plaintiff, the plaintiff's channel, the people that watch the plaintiff's channel, they're my haters. So they watch me, and you're watching me and listening to me right now. And then you're gonna go watch what she says tomorrow, and then she's gonna threaten to sue me or something else, whatever, right? Threaten to sue me, whatever, right? Quite frankly, I wouldn't care if she did sue me, because I'll countersue. Let her file it. She has to file it here in my state. And all my evidence is already ready to go. I've got all the evidence in the world. And even if this case somehow is refiled against GLM, I will witness for GLM, and I have all the evidence. Right? So don't threaten me, please. Don't threaten me. Don't threaten me. It's not going to work. Your audience theatrics don't work on me. But you're going to do it tomorrow because you have nothing else. You have nothing better to do than talk about myself or GLM and all these court cases and this and that when they have no merit. You've made filing court cases as content your identity, in my opinion. And that's really sad, right? I mean, forget about the obvious that, when the court catches up, I mean, this person, in my opinion, is clearly a vexatious litigant. Like this, I mean, the state of Florida has got to look at all the cases that have been filed there. And at this point, it's got to be like, what is going on here, right? What is going on here? But yeah, whatever. Talk about me all you want tomorrow. If you defame my character, I'll use that against you. Right? If my character is defamed on that stream, remember, you're also acting in concert with the person I'm suing. Right? You're in collaboration, in cahoots. Right? So, any defamation that's put out there, It just contributes. Right? My advice is to move on. Tell your audience the truth. Stop filing frivolous lawsuits. I think they're frivolous in my opinion. I feel they're frivolous in my opinion. Just move on to bigger and better things. And if you don't want people talking trash about you, don't talk trash about them. Right? The thing between GLM and this woman is 50-50. Like, look, GLM has reacted, but she's reacting because she's been attacked. For YouTube content, theatrics, performance bravado, right? Audience preservation. That's all it boils down to. I know GLM, and she's a lot like me. She will not say anything unless she's antagonized. She was antagonized constantly because they needed somebody new for their content, and they started picking on her. When I started standing up for myself and filing my own lawsuits against other people in that same community, because they all work together in concert, like I said, right? They had to find somebody else, right? Eli, you can call me Team R. I was banned from D Live for posting the sticker that I got from them. That's the avatar I am using now. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. It's getting dark right now. I knew I was going to hit some darkness tonight. That's why we've got the front light here. You see that? We're getting there. Yeah. If you're going to sue someone, do it the right way. Do it for the right reasons. I mean, come on. You're going to talk about me tomorrow, and that's all good. Do what you got to do. You have your freedom of speech. If you defame me, that's a different story. If you say some not so nice things about me, no worries. You can talk all the smack you want about me. Just don't defame my character, and we're good. Don't lie, and don't defame. You defame, and that's all going to be used. One way or another. But why file this case when you absolutely know in small claims court you cannot seek for an injunction? You've done the research. You have ChatGPT. I've seen it on your streams. You're a ChatGPT Plus user. I've seen it on your screen. So you've run this through the program you're paying that everyone uses nowadays. I use it. We all use it. You know you cannot get an injunction through a small claims court. And don't try to say there's a loophole. There isn't. But you put it in your affidavit. And you did that because you're probably thinking to yourself, in my opinion, you're probably thinking to yourself that I know that this isn't going to fly, but I'll file it. So in case anyone goes to the docket and sees it, excuse me. So anyone that goes to the docket and sees it, when I talk about me getting a gag order on GLM, then they can go reference that. Sure, they can go reference that, but they can also go do a search for jurisdiction in a Florida small claims case, and in any state, let alone in Florida, small claims courts don't have jurisdiction over granting injunctions. It's only monetary relief. That's it. You know that. You know that, and you blatantly lied to your audience, and you blatantly filed this case knowing that. I don't get it. And that's why the fee waiver was filed, because this case isn't going anywhere. It's for audience theatrics. It's getting thrown out. She knows it. In my opinion, she knows it. Right? Because she's paid for court cases before, and if this case was going to be valid, she would have paid for it. This is all a game, in my opinion. It is. It's a game. It's a game for me to talk about it, for GLM to talk about it, and that's fine. We're going to talk about it because we've had enough of the theatrics that are harming other people, especially the other vulnerable people that are a part of the audience that, for some reason, are continuing to support something they blatantly know is not true. I mean, seriously, to you people out there, look, forget about the fact that you don't like myself or GLM or anyone. Look at the facts for once. Look at the facts for once regarding jurisdiction of small claims court in any state, let alone in this state of Florida where this case was filed at. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me clearly and see me clearly. One. Thank you. Thank you, Tia. It's not about Eli always winning, GLM. I appreciate the words. It's not about me winning. I'm not here to win or lose. I'm here to do the right thing. ODN says 1. Everyone says 1. Thank you. This is about doing the right thing. We got people popping in. We're going to wait a second here. I can hear you. Hard to see you in the dark. Of course. Well, I have the front camera on now with the light on, babe, but it is getting dark. So again, talk about me all you want. Get mad all you want. But if you make threats or you defame me, that will be used against you. I'm just letting you know. Fair warning. That's all. Jackie says, nobody over here is that, so you're on the wrong team if that's what you're insinuating. You know, sir, if you think that you're trolling, remembering every single event of the past, if you think that's going to upset me, it's not. Whether it's you or someone that's close to you or anyone from your side, right? Ultimately, you know, those words don't matter. That's not defamatory. That's just you obsessively remembering every single video I've done, which means you're a big fan. You're a big fan. That's the truth of the matter. Yeah, you know my catalog better than you know yours. And that's okay. You know? Ultimately, the only thing that matters, again, is what happens in the court of law. But you have to have a valid case and a case that has merit. GLM, look at my email. If you need any help, reach out to me. I would forward what I sent you to your attorney. It'll give a synopsis If you don't have all the documents and don't want to download them, you let me know. I'll email those to you too, GLM, because that's what I do. That's what the real GNA does. We support and we help people. We're here to uplift people and help people. We help people do the right thing. However, seeing all facts, now I realize Eli is a reasonable, nice guy. Are you? I'm just curious to know. Are you male or female? I'm just kind of curious. I appreciate you saying that. I do appreciate you saying I'm a reasonable, nice guy. I mean, I try to be a nice guy, and I'd rather say I'm a good guy because, nice guys finish last. But I get what you're saying, and I appreciate that. But what got you to realize that I'm a reasonable person? Because you're seeing the other side be more unreasonable than ever, and you're like, wow, this is just really bad. Like, this is just really bad. I'm curious to know. I'll walk around a little bit here on the marina for about 5 or 10 minutes. Male. Okay, cool. Okay. I appreciate it. I do. Yeah, I mean, after a while, look, we can have fun, we can talk shit, we can, whatever. There's no problem with that. But when you're defaming people's characters and you're amping it up through an entire group, it's affecting the person you're defaming, right? And when you're using their name and likeness for 6+ years, using all their content where my content was getting way more traction and making way more money on his platform and their platform than mine, that's a serious issue. They exploited the shit out of my name and likeness. And then they used defamation to not only harm me from growing on my end, but to make donations on their end by defaming me. Thank you kindly, Eli, for what? For what, GLM? ODN says it's just a bizarre channel name, and I assume she's wondering why that person is calling himself that if they're on our team. You're probably right. Okay. Do you think that account, R word, is a troll? Well, thank you for clearing it up. I think a more appropriate name would be Team Smart People. I don't know. It's just a bizarre name. I agree. GLM. I'm still wondering. Thank you kindly, Eli, for what? For what? Thank you for the suggestion, Jackie. To the people, I know a lot of the people that are a part of the audience that is shared between the person I'm suing, the J guy, and then this woman that's suing GLM and has sued me in the past. I don't know. It's just a bizarre. Okay. Okay. To those people, I feel bad for them because, in my opinion, their vulnerabilities are being weaponized and controlled. And I just don't think it's right. I care about a lot of those people that are in the audience, because besides them being manipulated into whatever those two creators constantly do to keep them drawn in and sucked in, it just saddens me that these people are being taken advantage of at that level. They deserve better, right? You folks deserve better. And you can continue to support whoever you want. I can and won't tell you what to do. In the past, I tried to do that. It doesn't work. And you know what? That wasn't the right thing to do. All I can do is come out here and share my truth and share my facts and opinions and show you where to get the proper information compared to what these creators are saying to you on these live streams that they do all day, every day. Some of them, now, some of them have cut back. But a lot of times they do these long live streams and they try to amp them up, and they try to set the stage. Oh, something big is coming, and oh, Eli's going to be in trouble, and then they get you to show up, and it's not a big deal, right? These creators are continuing to use you like a yo-yo. They've got you on a string, like a puppet on a string, or like a yo-yo, the string of a yo-yo, right? And you're allowing them to control you because you are choosing to believe that the people they're talking about are the problem, when in essence, they're the problem. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing, right? Look at what they're doing closely, and how could you put your name on that, right? Like I was saying yesterday, your hatred for me outweighs the wrong they're doing. Yeah, that's not you. That's absolutely not you. We all know who that is. There's only one person. It's all good. Start getting your final questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in just a few minutes. Again, talk about me all you want. Talk all the smack you want to talk about me. But if you defame my character, or you threaten me, that's something that I will hold against you in the court of law, one way or another. And I use the court in the proper ways. Okay? So think twice before you threaten me tomorrow on your live stream or defame me. Okay? Think twice. The thing is, you can't control yourself, because the more outrage that you have as a reaction to me, the more it's going to draw in your audience, right? You're going to play it up, right? You're going to play it up, right? We're going to see you get outraged. We're going to see you threaten to file a lawsuit on Eli, right? We're going to see community postings. I told you, strike 3 and you're out, Eli. Come on. What a joke, right? I expect you to sue me. Then sue me, okay? I expect you to sue me. Sue me for my freedom of speech, where I'm sharing the truth of the matter and I'm stating opinions, and you don't like it because it puts attention to the BS that you're trying to fool your audience into continuing to support you and donate to you, right? What a bogus filing, in my opinion. What a bogus filing small claims. Should have filed a full-blown circuit civil case, like I did. But Yeah, that would have cost more money. That would be more work. It's a more serious case. But I can handle it. Why can't you? Why small claims? Why didn't you go full-blown civil unlimited case? Why? Because you knew you would have to file it here in San Francisco. Just like I'm in California, I had to file my case against your buddy, the plaintiff. I had to file my case in Florida, in his jurisdiction. That's what I did. You didn't do that. You knew that, and you didn't do that. Now you want the theatrics to go your way, right? Your own audience is watching me right now saying, oh, shit. Oh, well, what are we going to hear tomorrow? We're going to hear more outrage. Our creator, the female Lord, Savior, and Messiah, is going to be really, really triggered because Eli's calling her out, and he's making some good points because all I have to do is go to the court website and see the documents myself. Right? Come on, wake up and smell the coffee, people. Seriously, when are you going to wake up and smell the coffee, right? Forget about your hatred for me. Have some love for yourself. Have some respect for yourself. Don't let these people keep fooling you into nonsense to keep you around and to suck your money dry. Jesus Christ is Lord. Got a lot of love for all of you. It's time to go. Dig deeper into the evilness. Well, we don't want that happening, right, Tia? What did Don say? Have a great night. It's a great day to be alive. The truth will set you free, thrive, and do good. Thank you respectfully, maturely, and professionally, Don. Can you do a wisdom impression? Oh, cookie like, hello. Oh, that cookie like was right all along. Oh. Oh. I'll second that, Don. Good night, everyone. God bless. Grace free me. Thank you, Tia. Appreciate that. Thank you, ODN. Namka P. Thanks, Eli and Don. You're very welcome. Thank you, GLM. She's laughing. Yeah. They need to find out who they are associating with. Yeah. Thank you, Eli. GLM, did you get my email? Before we go, GLM, respond right away because you take forever. Did you get my email? Okay. Did you open up the PDF? You're very welcome. You should know that we actually care. And this is what I've always done. Yeah. You read the PDF, right? And, yeah. I mean, you see it clear as night and day. I took all the papers that have already been filed. I ran it through ChatGPT, got an analysis. I already knew what it was going to say because I already understand how the system works. I already know about jurisdictions and the limitations of small claims court, right? This was all a ploy for just theatrics. Just theatrics. And you know what? How much traction did it get, the plaintiff? How much traction did it get? Right? At the end of the day, is this going to even be worth it? It's not even, nobody cares. Everyone knows it's garbage, right? Okay. 79 minutes, about to turn to 80 minutes. That's an hour and 19 minutes, about to turn an hour and 20 minutes. Looks ridiculous, says Tia. Much appreciated, Eli. Absolutely. Absolutely, GLM. Have a good one. Take care, and as always, be good to each other. See you all tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Love you all.